always tell me to go set up a GoFundMe. A lot of people before Natalie died told me to set that up. That's the thing, is that you have the ability and I don't. I can't function at all anymore. I haven't been able to function since I hurt my back. And that's not because I hurt my back. It's because people just wanted to treat me like shit when I hurt my back. They wanted to pretend like I should magically be able to do all the things that I did before. And that just simply is not the case. It's not how injuries work. And I got bullied because I couldn't do what I could do before just because people wanted me to. When it's a male, you get to see how much people bully that male for being a male. Dear ladies, imagine every time
incoming call, 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 incoming call.
Hello?
Hello, this is Shakayla with on behalf of the Oregon Health Authority.
With who?
John.
You're with who?
This is Shakayla with Columbia Pacific on behalf of the Oregon Health Authority.
Yes, ma'am.
Reach Sean.
I'm Sean.
Hi, Sean. We're just giving a call to update communication preferences and mailing address. Do you have just a moment to speak with me?
I don't have an advocate or a guardian to help me to do this stuff.
You need a guardian to help you?
Yes, ma'am, but I haven't had one. I'm harmed a lot.
Okay, no problem.
You want to update my information, right?
Yes, we just want to make sure that the address we have on file is updated, phone number.
My address is P.O. Box 701, Tillamook, Oregon. Sorry.
Sean, can you verify your name and date of birth for me first, please?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Sean David Schwartz, and my date of birth is October 18th, 1980.
Thank you so much. And then you said P.O. Box
701, Tillamook, Oregon.
You cut out on that zip code. I'm sorry. You said 9.
I don't know the zip code. I'm autistic and I'm overwhelmed, so it's difficult for me to remember names and numbers.
That's no problem. No problem. I do have that P.O. box on here. The phone number I called you at today, is that a good number to reach you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did you want to receive text messages from your plan?
Ma'am, I don't know how any of this works. I know that I need actual help and that the only people that I've really talked to from you guys is always just for billing, and none of this helps to get me a safe place away from predators. I was told about something called Flex. I jumped through all the hoops for that at 3 different places. I can't just keep doing this stuff by myself, though, and that's what the health plan was supposed to do. The problem is that I'm from Nebraska, and all of this stuff that I'm having to deal with here, I'm bullied into moving before anything ever gets established.
Okay. Well, no problem. No need to worry about that today. That's basically all I needed. I just wanted to make sure that your address was still the same and your phone number, so you're getting all communications through us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sean, thank you so much for updating your info. And if you ever have any questions, there is a phone number on the back of your ID card. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, okay?
Well, I have, and because I was having communication difficulties due to having just been assaulted, the lady on the phone was very rude with me. She was very short with me. It's difficult when the mental health people you're supposed to call are not trained to understand that when people are in crisis because they're being abused, that really talking over them and taking an aggressive tone with them is the worst thing you can do. It's paramount to shooting them in the head
Who did
yourself.
you speak to? Who did
Um,
you speak with, Sean? I'm sorry to cut you off. Who have you spoken to? Have you called Oregon Health Authority?
I've called about everybody that there is to call. The problem is that my difficulty is that nobody tries to understand it. I get talked over easily, and it's the person who I spoke with at the time. I did write the name down. I've been forced into extreme poverty. I'm living in a car. I'm living off of $800 disability money per month, and I'm taken advantage of almost on a daily basis. I'm assaulted 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay. Um, we'll try to give you two numbers to call, okay, Sean?
Well, there's 2 places here: Northwest Senior and Disability Services, as well as Tillamook Family Counseling Services, or Tillamook Family Counseling Center. Um, both of those places I've already been to. When I try explaining that it's officers are part of the issue here, but they're not the primary issue as far as my physical abusers go. They've just not acknowledged my disabilities except to blow me off by calling me mentally ill and insinuating that I need to go to counseling. The thing is, going to counseling doesn't stop ongoing abuse. Also, I have
Okay.
PTSD, so I literally can't function because I'm constantly looking over my shoulder for the next assault, the next pumpkin through a window, the next apple through my window. They throw eggs, toilet paper, call me the N word. They make anti LGBT slogans, scream uh, anti Jewish slogans at me, and it's just.
Okay. I do apologize, and I'm sorry to hear that. There's really not much I can do on my end, but I do have a number that you can call. With questions.
Uh,
Are
I'm
you ready for that number?
I'm actually looking for a pen right at this very moment so that I can write it down. I do have pens
Okay.
in here.
Okay.
It's
Take your
just
time.
the the conditions I live in aren't exactly nice. Um,
I'm sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
I said the conditions I live in are not exactly nice. I live in my car, and I have back injuries that make it difficult to do just about anything for myself. I also have some nerve damage from a couple of assaults that are. A lot of this comes down to me not having a friend or family member to help me to make the appointments, primarily. I did get a scratch piece of paper so I can write down the number, and I do have a pen in my hand now. So I'm ready.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That number is 855 722 8206.
Yes, ma'am. And who are they?
That is your health insurance. It is Columbia Pacific. But this number is specifically for members who have questions and need help with the answers. Basically, I really don't have any type of authority to help with those type of questions you have. I just call and, make sure all your communications are up to date so you are receiving all mail and calls through us. But
Yes,
that
ma'am.
number is basically like customer service. Anything you have, any questions you may have, they should be able to answer it and give you help.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You are so welcome.
If there's nothing else you
Sean, I
need,
hope you
I
get
do
the
want
help
to
you
tell
need.
you thank you very much for talking to me like I'm a person. Thank you for not getting belligerent or irate or coming up with excuses to hang up on me. Thank you for giving me a number that is not Northwest Senior and Disability Centers. You have a great night. Thank you.
You too, Sean. I hope you get the help you need. Have a great rest of your evening.
Yes, ma'am. Be safe.
You
A lot of people's question is, why aren't they helping you, Sean? Like the law says they have to. And I'm like, yeah, but you're not there. So they just sell whatever narrative they want. They'll just talk over me repeatedly. They tell me, oh, well, you need to call 911. I call 911 and they get fucking arrested. So, let's get on to them two stories, right? All right, the first story happened all the way back in 2016 in October. I was trying to get my phone turned on. That's all I needed. I finally did have enough to do it. Alycia Bollinger wanted to be insistent that I keep my money, that she pay to have my phone transferred over and my number transferred over so that I had a smartphone. It was a really sweet idea, and she did intend well. Unfortunately, what ended up happening right before my birthday in 2016, Alycia Bollinger insisted I get that phone. So I went in. I hadn't seen the phone yet, and she was on the phone with Cricket. She was a Cricket representative. Now, I was only there because she had asked me to be there. I picked a Starbucks over on Military Highway. She wanted to, well, she lived on Military Highway South with her mother and her sister, Natalie Bollinger, who I was there to visit because she was suicidal because her family was driving her nuts. And she had actually made a recent suicide attempt. So I got there, and Alycia is insisting that I take this phone for my birthday, and she's going to pay for it, and she's going to put it in her name, and she's going to pay for it. Now, what did this do? This gave her more power and control than she should have been pushing for. This isn't something that ended up helping me at all. Matter of fact, it made it so that about 3/4 of the people that I had given my number to because they were promising to help, they couldn't call me anymore. The phone that Alycia insisted that I take, it was Natalie Bollinger's old phone, and the screen was cracked more than you could even imagine. So, Alycia Bollinger, she spent 2 hours trying to get my phone number over from a What was it? Net 10 maybe? True Talk, uh, something like that. One of the flip phones, the one that after Natalie disappeared, I was trying to get it, and Kenneth Wilson and Leatha Plunkett were just busy being fucking assholes. Nobody cared about the evidence. What they cared about was taking advantage of a bad situation. And Kenneth Wilson and Leatha Plunkett had been taking advantage of me for over a year by that point. Anyway, that's not important to this story. After over 2 hours of this, we finally got it all done. Alycia Bollinger paid for 1 month of service. It was in her name. I needed a special code so that I could actually utilize my phone, and I had to get that from Alycia, and me and Natalie actually talked about that. I've got all this evidence that nobody wants to look at, nobody cares about. They want to downplay literally everything that I have to say and make it about them. Not one person actually gives a shit about me as far as my safety and protection goes. What do I spend my time doing? Protecting myself and those around me. And getting treated like I must be a druggie because I'm a male who's homeless. I'm not attractive. I'm not 6 foot tall. People don't understand how often I'm hurt by predatory type people. People who look for any excuse to hurt anybody. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. They just want someone to hurt. Alycia Bollinger didn't understand that. But me saying no, I wasn't okay with that over and over and over again, but she kept promising it'll all be all right. I promise. We won't screw you over. I said, well, if something happens and I don't have access to my phone, I'm autistic. That'll really fuck up my day. And that can lead to a lot of consequences for me. Kind of like if y'all have messed up opinions, you got to understand that you're both women. You're both female, you're both young, and people are going to have bad opinions and bad assumptions, and they'll hurt me over it. So you need to understand these things and pay attention to them. But she was insistent that I get this phone, and she was insistent that that was never going to happen. Insistent that everything was all right, insistent that she loved me. So I listened to Alycia Bollinger. 10 minutes after she did get it all transferred over into her name, she quit her job at the cricket store. Now, I stayed behind the cricket store. I never stayed behind where Natalie worked. Ever. Not once ever in my entire life did I stay behind where Natalie worked. But nobody cared what was true and what wasn't. Nobody gave a shit. See, they intentionally misled the situation to try to make me sound like some sort of a horrible monster, and the evidence shows otherwise. Natalie didn't even work at the fucking cricket store while I was in Virginia. Her fucking sister did. Which is what led me to believe that her sister had a lot more to do with her murder than anyone else. Natalie Bollinger, a lot of people have said, hey, they should look into the cameras because from what Natalie was saying and from the way that Alycia was writing that, yeah, dude, you should really look into Alycia Bollinger and make sure it was, in fact, and indeed Natalie who went in there. Here's one way to tell Natalie from Alycia. They both had identical tattoos on their hands. One of them was colored and one of them was not. Oh yeah, and their pictures show the difference. How many of you can tell the difference between Natalie and Alycia Bollinger just by looking at them? Not many people can. It was easy for me. All I had to do was make them smile. Natalie had one tooth that was just a little bit crooked. Her sister did not. As much as Alycia Bollinger's good idea was a good idea, when I had a panic attack and they didn't try to understand what was that a panic attack over, well, it happened on my birthday. Natalie and Alycia Bollinger. Natalie was still suicidal. Natalie was still having a bad time. Her family was still giving her hell. She'd had to cancel with me like 4 times because Tim Beeson kept on getting a hold of her and saying he was going to kill himself if she didn't come back to him. He fucking kidnapped her goddamn dog. You know, he actually bought that dog for her because she left him and he wanted her to come back. Don't ever fall for the puppy trick. I was in Virginia at Natalie's request. I was staying behind the Cricket store at Alycia Bollinger's request. There was a Starbucks 2 doors down where her boyfriend worked. Yeah, that's Alycia Bollinger's boyfriend. Natalie didn't like him. I went there because I was pressured to do under pain of someone else's death. Yeah, I'd walk right into a trap knowing it's a goddamn trap to save another person's life. I've shown that time and again. I don't give a holy fucking goddamn about your bullshit. Harm reduction means listening to the fucking victim, not sending them off so that people can try to... All right, here's the thing. All right, there's 2 questions they ask you when you go in alone. All right, they're supposed to listen about the abuse. I've got recording after recording after recording of them off and sent to other places. They don't want to hear it. That's why we need somebody to help speak for us. When we're in crisis, no, sending us to suicide hotline doesn't work. All these places do when we go in alone is they care if we want to kill ourselves or kill someone else. They don't care if people are harming us. None of them give a holy fucking goddamn. You have to care enough about the victim to speak up. When they come to you for help, do not betray that trust by blowing them off. That's what leads to suicide. People don't kill themselves over the bullies. They kill themselves over their heartlessness of their own fucking friends and family when they need fucking help. If your opinions matter more than finding out what happened and fucking making sure it doesn't happen again, you're a fucked up person. How do you stop it from happening again? You put the predator away, stupid. You set up a safety plan and you fucking follow through, goddammit. But not having a friend or family member that you can go to because they're all lazy, that sucks. Or they're all on fucking drugs or alcohol, that sucks worse. And then you're told that you chose it. Oh, you chose those friends. No, I didn't. All of you fucking bullshit me. The only people that actually talk to me on a daily basis, unless I actively seek it, are fucking schizophrenics or drug addicts. And those of you who say, oh, well, I've heard Christians come up and talk to you. Yeah, schizophrenics and drug addicts. Like I fucking said. Well, I gotta back out. And I can't see behind me because my car is full because I don't have a place of my own. I don't have a place of my own because I was victimized that way. Anyway, it took over 2 hours to transfer my phone number from the phone that I had over to the Cricket phone that used to be Natalie's. And she quit her job over it. That was a couple of days before my birthday in October of 2016. I was dehydrated on my birthday, like severely dehydrated. And I was fucking like that all goddamn day. It just kept on getting hotter and hotter. They just freshly paved the parking lot there. Like, I fucking told the truth about every goddamn thing there. Now today, there's a gentleman who was going to help me set up a GoFundMe. We had to try to get away for me to get paid. So we had to go get a card. He paid for it. He also listened to me for a bit and helped me to set up a GoFundMe. But it took over an hour to try to get that done. The important part was trying to get a card going, and we couldn't get it working. So, I mean, I'm really in a bad way here. Without having my own physical address, I have to depend on others, and then it makes it a situation where I have to hurry up and wait for verification of this and verification of that, and it just becomes impossible. Anyway, he let me use his address for having the card sent to once it's registered, but they wouldn't allow the registration, which is fucking stupid. Like, why sell a card like that if it can't be registered? The reason that I need a friend or family member there is so I don't get taken advantage of. The whole United States loves autistic. It's easy to take advantage of us and then pretend it's our fault by using the mentally ill tag. Then you just antagonize us until we have a meltdown from abuse. And you win. We're mentally unstable all of a sudden. No, we're going through hell because you're pieces of shit. This country is a fucked up place. Anyway, the gentleman who helped me today, he helped me to set up that card. He even listened to a bit of the story about Natalie. We spoke about that a little bit. He had looked it up. You know, a lot of people say, man, it looks bad. I know, that's the point. That's the point of only one person's side ever being shown. Yeah, you can take little bits and pieces of what she said, and if you pretend that they're true, then fine, it's okay to hurt me, right? No, that's never okay. I never should have been denied my rights just because somebody called me mentally ill. And police officers should not have done everything that they could to misrepresent the situation. Yet they did. The fact that the evidence shows that they did is the worst part of it all. Because I can't get anyone to take the time to look at that stuff. To realize that I can't just run around every time they want to do something and wait on them all day for no reason. I'm overwhelmed, and I don't think it's fair for anybody to have to help me, but the fact is they do have to help me. Otherwise it becomes a nuisance, and they get annoyed. Well, Here's the thing, they're not the ones being assaulted. They're not the ones that are stuck in public 24/7 without any resources. This guy today spent quite a bit of time listening, and he said a lot of the things that people say that are actually hurtful and harmful to the victim, but he also is able to understand a lot more of it than most people because he's not a fucking idiot. Most of you are not idiots. You're capable of thinking, you just choose not to. You want someone else to tell you what to think, and then once they've told you who to hate, you go hate on them. I tried explaining what was going on, and that literally just got me talked over by literally everybody for my entire life. The only thing that you want to hear is me throwing a tantrum. The only thing that you care to hear is me throwing a tantrum. If I'm not screaming, yelling, and shouting and cursing, then obviously it's not a major situation. And if I am doing any of those things, you use them as an excuse for doing jack shit or to play fucking victim. You don't care if people do that stuff to me. You just tell me to, oh, just let it roll off your shoulders. Yeah, fuck you. No. You don't think this is fucking terrifying? You want to fucking bully me for being fucking terrified of people fucking harming me every goddamn place I go? You're a fucking nut. Nobody should be okay with this treatment. Nobody should be okay with witch hunts. Then again, everybody I know is superficial. They're taught to be. And we say, oh, money isn't everything. Yes, it absolutely is. If people rob you of your money, it doesn't matter what kind of a human being you were before. You're automatically assumed to be a disgusting junkie POS, and you should just probably crawl in a box and die. And that's how you're treated. It's inhumane. There went my heart. I was hoping you had tamales. I was going to ask you if you're able to warm them up, but I don't even see any. That's alright, I'll survive it. I am definitely not. I want 2 Greg rolls.
2 what?
2 Greg rolls.
Oh, it took me a minute. I was like, what? What else can I get you?
I would like $1.50 worth of mashed potatoes and 50 cents.